I managed to go from this mess to this super clean setup in a completely different approach, using 3D printing. Let's be honest, if you want your setup to look decent, you have to find a way to manage all those cables under your desk. It makes your workspace look cleaner and more visually appealing, especially if you spend hours gaming or working in there. And as I was looking for different ways to organize my setup, I realized that 3D printing might be just the best solution out there. It's cheap, easy to install, makes routing cables simple, and it's modular, so it adapts to any desk size. So yeah, this is yet another problem that 3D printing has solved for me. I've already made a lot of things with my printer, from mounts to decor items, and it's honestly a game changer. The cable management system I'm using for this setup is something I found on Maker World. It's a really cool design created by a member of the community. It's basically a modular cable tray with each section being around 20 centimeters long, so you can print as many as you need and screw them under your desk, depending on its size. There are different versions available with depths ranging from 1 to 3 centimeters. And I just went with the biggest one to make sure space wouldn't be a problem. So you can download the files and print them yourself or send them to a local 3D printing service. I'll leave a link for the files down below, okay? My printer can fit 3 parts at a time, so since my desk is 1.4 meters long, I'll need a total of 6 parts to cover almost the entire length. Now it's time to get my printer ready. I'm using the Kiji Key 1 Pro, a budget-friendly model with some great features that I've been really enjoying using these days. I'm loading it up with some white PLA filament so the parts match my desk, which is also white. This printer is one of those newer high-speed models which can print at speeds of up to 600 millimeters a second and produces insanely high-quality prints. It also lets you send prints remotely from your PC and automatically handles bed leveling and nozzle cleaning, which really improves the print success rates. And here they are, the first pieces of the cable tray. The print came out perfect, with no rough edges and a solid structure. I'll need 3 more, so let's start another batch. What I love about this design is that it allows you to route cables through the sides. To keep them in place, you use these clips that snap into the tray. We're also gonna need to print them, so I loaded as many clips as possible onto the print bed and started printing. I never get tired of watching this machine work. The speed and precision of these 3D printers are insane. This one hits up to over 300 degrees Celsius to melt the PLA filament and place it exactly where it needs to be, layer by layer, to create a brand new object. It's amazing. Now let's move on and install everything. These are the clips that will hold the cables in place, and here's how we'll attach them to the desk. The cable tray has these holes so you can screw it directly under the tabletop. I'll be using wood screws and my Xiaomi electric screwdriver to secure them along the back of the desk. Now for my favorite part, actually organizing the cables. To route the cables from the power outlet to the desk, I'm using a cable organizer. Since my desk is height adjustable, this organizer is essential to prevent cables from stretching when I raise or lower the desk. I'll leave the link for this one down below as well. In any setup, you've got cables running all over the place. Power cables, monitor cables, peripherals, so we can use the tray's open slots to route everything neatly. I even mounted a power strip under the desk, so all the cables run through the tray and go exactly where they need to. Then we just use the clips to hold everything in place so nothing hangs loose or gets in the way. But depending on how many cables you have, the trays might get a little packed. That's why I went with the 3 cm deep version just to be safe. And with everything organized, it looks like my setup doesn't even have cables. It completely transforms the look of the space, doesn't it? And one of the best things about this system is that if you ever need to make changes, maybe swap out a device or upgrade something, you don't have to unscrew anything. Just remove the clips, adjust what you need and snap them back in. And the final look looks so seamless that it almost feels like it's part of the desk itself. You'd never guess it was 3D printed. The design turned out amazing. I hope you liked this solution for cable manage your setup. I really believe this is one of the best ways we have to make our desk more organized with no cables on site. I'll leave links for everything I showed on this video down below if you're interested, okay? So you may consider subscribing if you're not already for future videos, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers!